everyone, and welcome to another bite-sized sex talk with Candi. This is where we take the stigma away from sexuality talks every Wednesday. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also the little bell so you will be kept notified whenever things are happening here. And today, like always, I am tackling a question that you guys have asked in the community, and we are talking about transgendered. And specifically, what I wanted to tackle today is becoming an ally to transgendered individuals. So regardless of you knowing someone very close to you that might be have transitioned, maybe in the middle of transitioning, maybe you don't know if this person is transgendered or not, or many things, maybe through 1 degree of separation you happen to know somebody, but regardless, there's probably somebody in your life that is transgendered and you may not even know it. So I wanted to tackle this topic today because all we can do is bring awareness to this topic and get people to realize that it is a lot more common than anyone would like to think. So first off, a lot of people seem to think, oh, well, it's a fad. There's a lot of people coming out now. Maybe, you know, I had a family member of mine actually tell me that it was because of the new curriculum that we were teaching in our schools here in Canada, or in Ontario, which then they reverted our schooling about sex ed for children back to what I was taught in the late 90s, and it very much so affects me to think that, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get on my soapbox here, but it really, really bothers me a lot to have somebody tell me that it's because we're teaching it in school. No! This is inclusivity. We are here to teach people. It is not that, oh, they hear about it and decide that this is what they want to do. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's just that in today's day and age, not only with pulp culture, things like Orange is the New Black, and just things being more inclusive, do people feel a lot more comfortable actually coming out as transgendered. So I want everyone here to take that out of their mind, thinking that it's because it's a fad, or maybe there's something in the water, or whatever. I've heard so much ridiculous crap like that, excuse my language, and I want people to understand that it has nothing to do with that, and all we can do is just be here for that. Some things I wanted to touch upon, and I will definitely put information down below, which I really would highly suggest that you guys click on these links. Some are TED Talks, some are allies to transgendered, and another wonderful article. I would really, really, really recommend you checking these out. But the first thing I wanted to touch upon after my little rant, excuse me, I do apologize, is that you can't tell someone is transgendered just by looking at them, and you really shouldn't make those kinds of assumptions just by looking at someone. So it's time for us to take a step back and realize what society or societal norms have decided people should really think about, and realize that there are people that are non-binary and non-conforming, and that is all right. And that also remember that before the British colonialism really spanned across the world, a lot of places actually believed in multiple genders. I know that this is a fact in India and also First Nations. They believe in two-spirited, and a lot of native tribes actually believe that there are 5 genders, and I really think that it is time that we start to really develop that too. Another thing is, don't make assumptions about a transgendered person's sexual orientation because you really have no idea. Someone could be considered transgendered and see themselves as straight. They can see themselves as bi. They can see themselves as gay, queer, non-binary. You know, like the list goes on. Asexual. Like just don't. And we need to really take that out of our mind about having, you know, I wonder, now that I know that this person is transgendered, I wonder what kind of person that they're into. Really, Really, do you look at somebody down the street and just assume, oh, they must be into girls or guys or whatever? Honestly, what does it matter? Just let everyone be themselves. If you don't know what pronouns to use, listen first. Or better yet, let's say that doesn't come up in conversation. The other thing you can always do is say, okay, so for myself, hi, I'm Candi. I use the pronouns she and her. How about yourself? You know, it's not that difficult, and it really becomes more inclusive and feels like you care about really using the terms that they feel comfortable with and that they identify with. So if you really care about this person, it's not that hard to do. Don't ask a transgendered person what their real name is, because they may associate a lot of negative things from their past with their name and a lot of anxiety. So it's best to just go with the name that they have told you, please use this name when you are referring to me, and not use their previous name if you knew it or ask about it. So we need to understand the difference between a lesbian or gay person coming out, whereas a trans person. This is not coming out. This is more of them living their truth, living their true lives. So you have to understand that there is a complete difference between someone coming out as a gay or lesbian person and living their truth or living their true selves, whereas a transgendered person, it's all about this is their truth instead of coming out, because now they are living their true life. One other thing I wanted to mention is that we should all be rallying for gender-neutral bathrooms in this day and age, 2019. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that we do not have gender-neutral bathrooms, at least all bathrooms being gender-inclusive or being more open in general. When I was in school, when I was in college, let me say that this was over a decade ago, I want to say almost 15 years, we had at least a stall that was designated for somebody that didn't feel comfortable using a man or woman bathroom. But we can go one step further than that. We can make all bathrooms inclusive. And when people are afraid and saying like, oh, I don't feel comfortable having someone of the transgendered community using a male or female bathroom, let me tell you that they're actually more afraid than you to use that bathroom and to be persecuted for that bathroom. And a lot of transgendered individuals end up getting urinary tract infections because they're too afraid to use the bathroom. So we need to really rally and realize that we need to be here for them. Other things of note that I wanted to state is that usually they're not accepted by family members, and we need to really be inclusive, because honestly, let people just be who they feel like being. Does it hurt you in any way? I mean, come on. And that we can only do more all the time for inclusivity. There's one thing that I read or that I heard today, and I absolutely loved this. Don't treat people, or instead, you know how we've always been taught, treat people the way you want to be treated? How about treat people the way they want to be treated, right? One other thing I wanted to touch upon is the gender unicorn. So I'll put that up on screen now. But a common misconception is the gender identity and expression are linked to sexual or romantic attraction, but a trans person can identify as a man even though he was assigned female at birth, and be gay, attracted to other men, straight, attracted to women, bisexual, asexual, sexually attracted to no one, or attracted to a traditionally unidentified gender. Trans women, gender nonconforming people, genderqueer people, and non-binary people can also be sexually attracted to men, women, both, no one, or another preference. So I just want to make sure and stress that, you know, we can only do better and we can keep trying, and that this is just scratching the surface, and I can't wait to tackle this subject further with you guys tomorrow on Twitch at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I know I got a little bit on a soapbox here, but I get really heated about this because I don't understand why it's such a problem. Now, if you know anybody, I would love to know in the description box below. If you've had to deal with this yourself or anything like that, please let me know what you think of these types of videos. And one last thing before we leave, I wanted to share with you guys when I asked the question on Twitter, how would you feel if your best friend came out to you as transgendered? And let's be truthful here, I had 33 people vote, and then love them anyways at 94%, and 6% saying not sure. And you know what? That is okay to be not sure and to just learn and educate yourself, because the best thing that we can do is learn, and the worst thing we can do is just be ignorant and think that we live in our own little box and then that's okay. So I want us to be rallying and realize that we can be champions, allies of anyone, not just transgendered individuals. And yeah, without further ado, I will see you guys next Wednesday, and let's go check out this video together. See you guys then. Bye.